There's a reason that some of us get stuck in a relationship with a narcissist. To those on the outside, it seems completely irrational. And once you break the illusion of the narcissist and exit that relationship, it will seem irrational to you as well. And for those that are unlucky enough to have been in a relationship multiple times with various narcissists, you're probably asking yourself, what are you doing wrong? Why are you so unlucky? So in this video, I'd like to take a look at the reasons why we do, and also try and give you an analogy, a visualization to help you understand what's happening. But before I go on, I just wanted to take a moment to thank all of you that are subscribed to the channel and watched the videos so far, and particularly those that have commented in the comment sections of the videos. It's really nice to know that I'm helping some of you and that some of this is resonating. One of the main reasons I started this channel is after going through about 18 years of hell myself, I wanted to feel like I could turn that into something positive. And if I could help one or two people out there that are going through something similar, it seems like a good use of time. So it's very, very validating to know that that's happening. And if you're new to the channel and you find this video useful and you'd like to help reach more people, then you can support by subscribing to this channel so you receive future videos, hit the notification bell, hit the like button, and leave any comments or questions that you have in the comment section below. I'll do my best to get to every comment within that section and reply, and it really helps the channel out. So to the question of why we're attracted to the narcissist and why we form what seems to be an unbreakable bond with them, I'm going to ask you to cast your mind back to high school chemistry for the analogy. And to help me visualize what I think a narcissist represents, I use the analogy that a narcissist is like an unstable atom. And if you're struggling with your memory of chemistry, I'll give you a simplified reminder of what I'm talking about. So the atoms of any element on the periodic table are made up of a central mass of protons and neutrons that has a positive charge to it. And those are circled by a cloud, a circle of electron pairs that carry a negative charge. And if the number or the negative electrical charge exactly counters the positive charge of the central mass, then you have what's known as a stable atom. However, if the negative charge of the electrons is greater or larger than that central positive charge, then you have what's known as an unstable atom, or an ion. And when you have an unstable atom, so one with a positive or negative charge, they will readily combine with other atoms with the opposing positive or negative charge and come together to form a stable compound with a neutral charge. And there are two ways that can happen. In one way, the two atoms can share electrons to stabilize themselves. In the other way, one atom will take an electron from the other atom to stabilize. And if you think about that in terms of people and relationships, I guess one of the most ideal situations is that you find two stable atoms that come together and through some energetic event bond together, but ultimately can be alone and stable. And I think what happens most commonly is you get two people that represent mildly unstable atoms that have slight positive or negative charges that when combined share electrons, share their positives and negatives to become stable and complement each other. But when it comes to narcissists, I think they represent highly unstable atoms, and the only way they can stabilize themselves is to take a number of electrons from another atom. And when they come across the path of an atom that has some electrons to offer, they will take them and they will keep taking them purely to stabilize themselves. And that's the key thing. To achieve stability, the narcissistic atom will have to take a significant amount of charge from another atom. And if you're that other atom in that pairing, you're effectively giving up a lot of your own charge, a lot of your own energy, purely to make the narcissist normal. And that's really what happens in a narcissistic relationship. The charge, the energy that is taken from the empathic, the codependent person, the abuse victim, is sucked away by the narcissist. But there's no great reward for it. There's no great achievement at the end of it. It's purely there to stabilize, to almost have a normal life. But the problem is the need for electrons becomes insatiable and ultimately will drain the other person, will remove their charge, will remove their energy. At which point the narcissist, the narcissistic atom, will need to go and find another source of energy, another source of electrons to bind with and repeat that behavior again. And the key point with that is the narcissist won't always wait until you're completely drained of energy, of charge, to move on. If another atom, another person who will give up their electrons more freely, more easily, or has a much more ready supply than you comes along, then it's likely to be more chemically attracted to that and bond with that as well, hence discarding you. So it's really looking for the most plentiful but also the most easy source of supply that it can possibly get. And the other thing that makes the narcissist so dangerous is they are one of the most highly unstable atoms. They're one of the most electron deficient atoms that you will come across. But through years and years of practice, they've managed to disguise themselves as a stable atom. So while on the surface they appear stable, or dare I say, they may appear like they have charge to give, that they have electrons that they can contribute because of the way they present themselves, when the bonding happens, you suddenly find out that actually they're hugely deficient, and also that some of your electrons that you thought, some of your charge that you thought you had a good hold of is actually weaker than you thought. And that's the final part to this really, is not only is the narcissist an unstable atom, but if you've bonded with them, it's likely that you are unstable as well, albeit that you had a surplus of charge to give. But also that maybe some of your electrons, some of your charge wasn't quite as tightly bonded to you as you thought it may have been, and was too easily removed by the narcissist. And the other difficult part is, like all chemical reactions, in order to break a bond, it takes a significant amount of energy. So that breaking of that bond between you and the narcissist, which is probably what you're going through now if you're watching this video, is an extremely difficult thing to do. But it can be done. And once you've done it, it's important to take a look at yourself and say, am I an unstable atom? Am I giving away my electrons too easily? And make sure that you put the work in to bond those electrons to you, to bond your charge, your life force, what you're willing to give away to someone. Make sure you're much more reserved about that in the future. Make sure you've got a really good hold. Be very cautious about who you're willing to contribute to. Make sure your boundaries are set up. And that way you should avoid falling into the same trap of falling for a narcissist or an unstable atom that looks like a stable atom. And that's really it. I was a little cautious about whether to do this video, as I don't know if the analogy will really land, but in my brain it worked quite well, and it really helped me kind of visualize and picture what I think the narcissist is. But if it's helpful to you, or if it's not helpful to you, let me know in the comments section below. Happy to answer any questions you have, and I'll be releasing more videos soon.